I am so excited for this conversation. You are in for a real treat as Nello Marelli joins us from Italy. He works with Armani and Versace, picking colors for them years in advance. So, who is Nello Marelli and how did he enter the design world? Why is color important in design? Do you have a method to design and create harmonious environments? And what is it that makes trends so important? Why do we even need trends? We're going to deep dive all of this. And if you find yourself as you're listening, wondering how you should use trends in your firm, how do you make them profitable? We've been talking about trends all February long. We want to have a strategy session with you. Book a call with me today. Let's take these concepts and turn them into cash for you and getting your business where it needs to be. Hi, Nello. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Katie. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. We're so glad to see you. Buonasera and welcome. We have loved getting to know you, especially on the other side of the world. It is about, 12, 14 hours later. You guys are a significant amount later. So we appreciate you joining us. We're recording this in the morning and it's in the evening, well into the evening, and we want to get you to dinner there. So without further ado, tell
Yeah.
us tell us about you. Give us your history and who you are, and especially as we welcome you to the American world of design.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to introduce that I'm living in Como. The accent, Como, not Como. It is the north of Italy, very close to Milano. And then it's a city that is very famous for the silk production, and the meantime is very famous for fashion. And that's for me over the time. These themes become the focus of my work and of course of my life. I mean, the decoration, in the part of the color, the part of the prints, the part of the beauty of the items. And on top of this, I was in love with this idea of decoration. Uh, what does it mean for me, decoration? Uh, then the artist and plus this technician side. Uh, for example, technician side means as a decorative artist or working in the idea of decoration, it means that I have to be able to uh, create a project that is repeated in the infinity. To the project is in the
Mm.
infinity of the pattern, like the tail, but the beauty is the artist. Then, just to go very, very quick and deep, some steps that make me very important change in life. When I was at 25, I decided to become a freelancer in colors consultant, textile consultant, and then would like to be very important trend forecaster. The color at this time became a super important part of my work and my life. And then, based on this target, started to be member of Italian, European, and international group of trend forecaster, like Intercol. I use regularly to meet these people 2 times per year. And then, very important, it was when 14 years ago I met IACC, International Association Color
Mm.
Consultant, where I started to be able to manage the color in the power of not verbal language. And that is
Mm.
something that became the most important part of my work and they added a lot of value. Then I would like to deliver all of this experience and knowledge in something that actually is my official presentation as a color consultant, that is a Nel Colore trend book.
Which we are so excited to offer here in the States in partnership with you. It is found in the studio on our website, and you are welcome to go download it. There's a miniature version, but if you want to really understand how to fully implement the color trends, download the entire version because it has all the details there and is just a fabulous, fabulous piece. Also, it's worth pointing out, Nello, that you're extremely humble. For those of you, obviously, who haven't met Nello, and he's new to us in the States in many ways, he works with Versace, he works with Armani, he's picking fabrics and colors for them 2 and 3 years ahead of what we're seeing in the States, which is why we really wanted to offer this color book, because a lot of times, as we know as designers in the States, Europe runs ahead of schedule with us, but we sometimes don't know how to get our arms around that. And that's why we're so excited to present this book with Nello, because it's a chance to get ahead and get up to speed with what the rest of the world is doing and set yourself apart from your competition, which I think is amazing. So thank you, Nello. Thank you for approaching us. Thank you for trusting us. And thank you for bringing your life experiences to us, because they are immense. My personal favorite story is one conversation we were having, and the backdrop was different. And I said to Nello, I said, "Where are you today?" And he goes, "Oh, you should see, I'm picking fabrics for Versace." And he's like, "Look, there's
Yeah.
this pattern and this pattern." And it was just so fun to see, because we don't get those experiences in the States. We inherit whatever it is you create, but we don't get them out of the box looking at these incredible fabrics that are going to be coming forth. So it's a really neat conversation. I want to ask you, because your point about color is really well made. I think it's something that Europe has been way far ahead of us on for a really, really long time. And we want to elevate it here in the States, because it's such a good way for designers to differentiate themselves from their competition. From your perspective, why is color important in design?
But this is very important to understand the value when of the color as added element in a project, any kind of project. We can say that normally the color is in nature as in human things, and most important in the project. We have to consider that it uses as an important function. At least at the minimum, we can say two important functions. One is mimetism or camouflage, and
Yeah.
the other one is the evidence. What I mean, the insect, for example, normally you can see, because they want to doesn't be visible, disappear in the grass or in the leaves.
Very true.
So they get the
Yep.
same color like the grass, the green. In the opposite, in nature, the fruit, they wanted to let you see that they are ready to be eaten, getting, for example, red.
Oh,
I know in
interesting.
my garden I have apple. I can recognize that the fruit is ready. I can go and take and eat when it's changing the color. So it's evidence. It let me see that is there. No, the same is, for example, the bird that they want to disappear because they want to be kitchen fried. The other animal they want to eat, or the other side we can have, for example, the peacock. The peacock is the
Yeah.
opposite. I want to show that I'm here, no? The maximum evidence.
Yes.
As a humans, we have the same attitude. We can imagine, for example, that people to go to the stadium to be to see a football. You can recognize based on the color of how you're
Yeah.
dressed, which kind of club you are, no, which kind of team you are. But in the meantime, if you take a picture of this area where they are all the same people that are supporter, looks like the same unique color. So you play with this. When we make, with this kind of information in our mind, we make a project, that becomes very important. Because, for example, if we make a living room with
Yeah.
a sofa, a carpet, everything. The wall is white, everything is white, and you
Right.
want to easily go inside and to find items that is always white. The items looks like ghost, disappear, like
Yeah.
the animal that is mimetism. But you just have to put a little pillow red, immediately there is a signal. Here there is the sofa. Here I can go to sit. That is the reason why it's important to control, and the color is important. Becomes a very signal, becomes a kind of orientation in any kind of project.
I think that's such a good analogy. And I love that you took us back to nature. We are constantly
Yeah.
talking about how nature drives color, how it's weird to walk on a white floor because we're used to seeing white clouds in the sky unless you have snow, right? And even with a blanket of snow, there's
Yeah,
nothing like walking across that for the first time. And then you look at the dark colors of even dirt and how it doesn't make sense to paint a ceiling black because once again, you're used to seeing blue or white in the sky and you're used to seeing dirt on the ground, which is why we lean towards darker floors or having something more anchoring on the floor. I feel like nature drives color every single time. But you tell me, do you have a method to design and create harmonious environments? How do you do that?
yeah. That is again. I would like to play, with a human before to explain which is my method. That is a dominant to dominant accent and how to use the. Everybody knows the rules about the hue of colors, the saturation of color, and luminosity. But back to this point, the sensation, the we all of us we are sensitive to to what is the harmony, what is the balance. No, the experience that we have when we go shopping to buy something to dress. There are colors that we like to buy. Some colors that we stay alone in the booth and we say, "Wow, this color fit me good." Or there are colors, no, no, that is not my color. Why? Because we know, conscious or unconscious, that we have one part of the face, skin, and eyes that is always fixed. What we can choose is the other part, the color of the garments, shirt,
Oh,
t-shirt, whatever, and the accent. Normally, the men's they have a ties or the scarf, the necklace for the women. Here it is. We always have this experience of quantity, subdominant. The garment
yeah.
is a lot, is a dominant, and then we have the
Yeah.
accent. Here, based on this kind of knowledge that we have, this kind of sensation of harmony that everybody has, break down this in the project. We have to create this map, a square divided in three elements that is the main part, dominant, medium part, subdominant, and little part that's the accent. And you have to
Yeah.
coordinate it in the balance. How to manage this balance with the knowledge of the harmony and contrast of colors, like the Eaton theory. Basically, let's say a little secret that I use. If
Yes.
at the
Little
end
secret. Pay attention, everybody. Little secret
when
from Nello.
when I take a huge quantity,
Yeah.
medium quantity, and little one, and you can start to melt, should create, we call it bistro, or is a mud gray color, because this is the need of our brain. The balance, the beauty, is corresponding at this kind of neutrality of the energy in the brain. So we have this kind of, for example, you said, no, we have a floor that we can
Yeah.
change in the project, or we have a roof we can change of the kind of furniture. So that is like our skin and our eyes. We can change, but we can make the other colors around with the dominant, with the accent, and then created this kind of reorganization on the chroma, saturation, and luminosity. Then the feeling is beautiful. And as a project presented to the customer is like the dress. When it's judging the project, has again this kind of emotion and sensation that instinctively say, yes, it's beautiful, because there is this kind of reharmonized project.
I love that. And it reminds me so much that there is an art and a science to what we do. There's the
Yeah.
science of these percentages you're talking about, and that, you need a base layer or a base color or a base of some sort, which is exactly what you're describing with the face. And then you can add these larger swaths of accents or you get down to the final decorative piece and this I think is very true as interior designers. There's that one piece that a client falls in love with. It's the 10% of the project that just brings it all together. And sometimes it's the one thing you start with. It's that pillow or that piece of art that starts driving the entire room that then flows into the rest of the property. But it's critical Because if we did the whole entire space in that, it would be, to your point about a room that's completely white, it would just, yeah, feel ghostly and void, really.
Yeah,
But the
yeah, yeah.
percentages, I think, are a really key point. Let's talk about color trends because this is something we've had Diana on the show to talk about color trends in Las Vegas. We care about trends and not just about them, but the way we implement them, which is why, in case you missed Vegas, here's a heads up for you. We have in that virtual studio Diana's actual Sherwin-Williams paint color matches to the colors that she was seeing in Vegas. We did all the legwork and took all the guesswork out for you. So head over to the studio on our website and take a look at that. You can download that there. But I want to ask you, Nello, what is it that makes trends so important? Like, why do I know before I became a designer, I had another life, but I was like, trends, it just feels like something that's always changing and you can't keep up with. And it's easy to feel, why does that matter in one sense? And then as designers, how do we successfully use trends? And I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Hi, friends. I'm thrilled to introduce you to an exciting launch my team and I have been pouring our hearts into. Meet the studio. As someone who's been in your shoes, I understand the challenges of starting and running a successful interior design firm. That's why we've meticulously crafted the studio, a dynamic virtual design center created specifically for interior design professionals. Now, imagine having access to an extensive library of tools and templates that are meticulously designed to streamline your business processes. From client contracts to project management templates, we've got you covered, and we've thought of every base to ensure you have time to focus on what you love, designing. But that's not all. The studio isn't just a resource center, it's a vibrant community. Participate in our interactive workshops where you can learn new skills and strategies directly from industry experts. And let's not forget the community forum. This is a space for you to connect, share, and grow with your fellow designers. Each month, we're going to host a live Q&A session where I, along with other industry veterans, answer your burning questions, providing personalized guidance to help you navigate the complexities of the design business world. We put in countless hours drawing from our own experiences and expertise to assemble these resources. Why? Because we believe in the power of community and the incredible potential of each and every interior designer out there. So if you're ready to take your interior design business to the next level, join us at the studio. Let's embark on this exciting journey together where your success is our mission. Check out the show notes for more information or go to www.colorworks.coach and click on the studio. See you inside.
Yeah, that is absolutely very important topic. Why the important know how to use the trend? Again, as I did before, no? Human attitude and society. The importance of trend is given by the fact that they are the expression of society. Not
That's a key
because
point.
someone come up, yeah, just come up to say, Nello say that is a color that is beautiful. No, from my point of view,
Right.
that is the expression of society. That means the expressor, the expressing, the trend are expressing the value and the behavior of the people. You have don't to underestimate. That's a very important other fact. We,
Interesting.
as a human, are the unique, almost the unique, that are not suitable to survive alone on the planet Earth. It
That is
means,
so true.
as a
It is so true. We need each other.
Harari,
I love
you
that.
are, yeah, the power, I have to read this because it's a super beautiful sentence
Yeah,
from
do it.
Noah Harari. The power of man is not determined by the individual, but by a collective. And we can dominate our human, the world, because we cooperate better than any other animal on the planet. It means why why is important this sentence connected to the trend? Because exactly this, as a trend forecaster, what I'm doing is to understand the behavior and the value, why the people have to coordinate and collaborate. Okay, one of the most important reason is the scarcity is the how the orientation of the behavior. Then we have to find the link of the innovation. It's not easy, of course.
Sure.
Is something that is related to the people. That means it's something you have to search. But these are the important of the trend because we need to find where the people are in society living together. Then the trend is the new reason why the people want to stay together in a place doing some of our activity. And basically, we need to what is important to find this in the industry, industrial need more than in the design and make our project. What is super important? The fact of, for example, to control the scarcity. We needed to anticipate trend forecasting. I needed to anticipate something that will happen for the people because I needed to prepare a solution that will be ready in the future when the people would like for the new attitude, what's happening, the behavior in society and the people, I should be ready with these new items in 1 year and a half, in 2 years or 3 years. In fashion, very simple example, when the lead time to create an idea of a garment, the designer, the
Yeah.
time to create the color, to dye the fabrics, to make
Yeah.
the garment, to suit, to deliver to the shop, it takes 1 year and a half.
That's
Okay,
amazing. A
that
year and
means
a
you
half from
after,
concept to the fabric
yeah,
going to be cut.
you needed to anticipate, yeah, to anticipate.
Yeah.
But the same is exactly in interior. If you have a beautiful project, but you don't have the dye stuff to paint, you don't have the wood to make the floor, or you don't have enough brick. So that is the very important reason why is the trend
Yeah.
are important is because we needed to hit the desire of the people, anticipating this, and help to industry to create during all this step to be ready with the items and the product for the project to deliver in the right time in the future.
I love what you said, and that it can feel like trends are very abstract and chosen by a very elite few. I think, especially in the United States, we feel that way because so much of trends are set by Europe, or so many trends are, specifically out of Europe. But it's really helpful to understand the why, as you shared, of European trends, and that these are just a reflection of what we are perceiving will be society in a year and a half or 2 years by the time you find it on the floor or in the dressing room or wherever you stumble across it. I think that's a really key point, that there is intentionality behind what is being chosen. It's not to push people in a direction, it's to reflect the direction society is already going in. One thing that was really interesting that you shared with me a few weeks ago is we were talking about boucle and how much boucle we have in the States right now. And it was such a fun conversation to have because, as you shared, boucle came and went through Europe 2 years ago. And so that's why we wanted to bring the Nello Colore or Nel Colore color book to the States, because we want to get ahead of that in the States instead of always being 2 years behind. We want to catch up to y'all, Nello. We want to
Thank
be
you.
where you are, because this is where it's going. And imagine if you can bring those things to your clients where they're leading the way in their spheres. What a huge influence that has.
Yeah, because in the book you see there are colors as well as a material, the real
Yeah.
physical items, and we talk about no more boucle, but more this kind of natural aspect, no more shiny, but more a little bit dull. That is something that is existing as a info to pass during the book.
So yeah, big tip for you there, and a big hint inside the Non Colore color book, in that the heavy textures we're seeing already fade out in Europe and we're going to something there's still texture, I think. And I don't want to put words in your mouth when we were talking, but you were saying it's going to be more linens with multiple colors and maybe a little bit more texture of linen than we're used to seeing, but we're getting away. The boucle has had its day in the sun and we're moving on.
Yeah.
Are you looking to improve your productivity by utilizing new technology? Check out DBM Consulting, as they are our go-to partner for exploring cutting-edge software and technology. From strategic analysis and reporting to custom software development and integrations, DBM Consulting specializes in finding and implementing the perfect software solutions so you can do more of the work you love and less of everything else. Visit dbm.consulting/colorworks to qualify for a promotional rate and receive a free 30-minute consultation. DBM Consulting, where art meets functionality. That's super helpful. Tell me,
Yeah.
what is the job of a trend forecaster like? What is a day like for you when you're getting to interact with Versace and Armani and all of the people you get to rub shoulders with? What is a typical day for Nello like?
Yeah, that is something that is important to fix. That is
Yeah.
to let you know how the brain is working. Normally, for everybody, to keep the temperature of the brain very low, uh, our inner educated way to live is to make, when we look at the reality around us, listen the people around us, to live the reality around us, we make a kind of cancellation, we make a kind of distortion, we make a generalization. I'll make you an example, very simple. I
Yeah.
needed to buy a toothbrush.
Oh,
Yeah, toothbrush. Okay. I
yeah.
go to the supermarket. I go to the supermarket, and when I arrive in the supermarket, I have my face, my vision, my sensation, sense is keeping a lot of color, a lot of items. I smell, I
Yes.
hear, but I'm looking for the toothbrush paste. Okay, I
Uh,
go in the area, and then in the racks, in the wall, there are this the toothpaste. I can see a lot of boxes, but I'm not starting to read. What makes my brain is go simple, generalization, go direct. No, don't care, don't take care. I have to go to find something that is a normal generalization that I know that is from the advertising and helps me to keep easily and very quick a decision. As a trend forecaster, we have to pay attention. I have to pay attention. Don't get in difficulties to don't understand the reality around me and to catch
yeah.
a lot of these details, how the people are sailing. Then, so that is my radar is much more open to listen all
Yeah.
these signal. I have a system, I have a method that I learned at the University of Sociology in Trento with a Master of Future Studies that is called STEEP. So in my
Yeah.
radar, I pay to attention to some area like society, politics, ecology, economy, technology. But I can say that is a two big area that I pay attention is society and technology. And then
Okay.
I add time. It means there are something that is very quick, something that is, for example, they sing a song of the summer, or there is something that is more long trend
Yeah.
that is 3 years, 5 years, or something that is a big change that it takes 20, 30 years. No? Uh, then I have to pay attention what is a mutation and what is a changes. For example, uh, we are using the phone connection. We use it to talk
Yes.
with a conversation by phones. When
Yes.
happened the change of using the communication by phone calls, it was a big mutation. Now we are
Huge.
using the items mobile phone. 2 years ago, it was a model. The next time, the next year, we'll do the others. That is again what does it mean to work as a forecaster. We have to pay attention in this very, very focused details. It's just an example. What does it mean? Changes, and then
Yeah.
to pay attention to these changes that all the people, so value and behavior of society, not a little group, is like this. When we are, for example, we are imagining in a big hall with a thousand of people, in airport halls,
Yes.
thousand of people that everybody goes where he wants because there is a direction. Then suddenly there is a huge rumor in the end of the right side. For a few seconds, all the people will look in the same direction. Is
That's
possible
fascinating.
something like this in the world?
Yeah.
I tell you yes, for example. Do you remember
Yeah.
2017? All
Oh,
the
yeah.
world, we were focused about plastic. We were focused about the problem of the pollution of the plastic. Then
Yep.
2019, the world, pandemic
Shifted.
time, shifted. Now
Yep.
we are in 2022. What's happened? Shifted to the war.
Yep.
First, it was a war in Ukraine. Now there is a 2023 another war. So you can see that is what does it mean as attitude, as my job, to be able to stay focused, not feel the sensation of no, make it easy, and the distortion of this.
Mm. Mm.
Then, of course, keep all this radar, keep all this information. I have to collect this, and then I share this my opinion, vision in something that is not tangible. That is their idea, their concept, their value, their behavior. Then I have to translate it with the images that is supporting this concept, and then I prepare the color palette. That is another important element. We
Yeah.
must, to make this job, we must know very well the not verbal language, and that is a superpower of the color. The color we have to know as an object or subject value. We needed to know the
Mm.
traditional and the cultural heritage. We need to know the harmony and contrast value, the dominant, subdominant, and accent system to work. Something that is neuropsychological system of the colors. The value and the reason why there is a meaning is important, the expression of the
Mm.
different colors, red, that is not just passion, no? Each color. So because this kind of connection of reality, well
Yeah.
described, the well captured, and the knowledge of the not verbal language of the color, we can translate all these elements in something that is for the industry, something to say, hey,
Mm.
pay attention, will happen this in society,
Yeah.
then this is the color that we can use to paint or to change something that is already existing. Because
I love
we,
that.
as a designer, we are using to make the micro trends and not the big macro trends.
No, we're reflecting the macros into the micros, and Nello does all the work for us, is the takeaway of this story. I'm really thankful I don't have to forecast. There's definitely a rhyme and a reason to it, but it's in a conversation. It is pulling in so many different variables. As you were talking, I couldn't help thinking about it really is like building a cake, all the layers that go into creating a masterpiece that's a reflection of where the world is at and where it's projected to be going and how our tastes are going to reflect that. in the future. I think it's just absolutely astounding. Nello, such a good conversation. We're so excited to partner with you. Thank you for sharing your genius with us, for pulling us into the future and bridging the pond, as it were, so that we can see where those European trends are and get them integrated into our designs. Instead of following you, we want to keep step with you when it comes to design in the States. We so appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Welcome to today's colorful question coming in from Caitlin Pinson. She asks, how does everyone price their color paint consultations? Do you do per room or whole house packages? I love this question, Caitlin, for so many different reasons. First of all, if you're asking the question, I would recommend starting hourly. You're still figuring out your structure. You're still getting your operating procedures in place. But if you do it hourly, make sure you start with a minimum. I don't think you have to have a per room or whole house package. As we know, homes vary in size. But if you're billing hourly, if the client's taking a long time to make decisions, they're not doing it on your dime, which is really, really important. Now, that being said, once you get your processes dialed in, once you become efficient and you start really understanding how to read clients, which colors work and why, not that you're respecifying for every client, because that's not a good idea either. But then you can start charging flat fees. And by then you'll have been in enough homes to know what those flat fees should be, or book a strategy session with me and we will figure out how to make that profitable for you. It's just like a doctor. You're not paying them for the work that they're doing at that point. You're paying them for the work that they have done that allows them to come in and work with you in 15 minutes and get you what you need. Think about that being your goal as far as where you want to get when it comes to your color consultations and making them profitable.